channel. We're looking at the car today. I'm over at Creswick Clay Pit. It does say that it's closed, but it's not. So I was able to drive straight in here with no issues. Looks like they've done a bit of tree planting and that, so there probably is a good chance that it will close eventually, but at the moment it's open. Today what I wanted to do was just take you around the car and just show you the accessories I've got and what I think of them. I've done 10,000 Ks in the car. That's on road and four-wheel driving, and thought I'd give you my review about the car and what I think of it. I've owned many four-wheel drives, from Patrols to Land Cruisers to Hiluxes to a Mitsubishi Triton, and I find this car, which how it should anyway, is probably one of the best cars I've ever owned. It's well sealed, as you could probably tell by my last video, and it drives beautifully, and yeah, I love it. I think it's a great car. Anyway, let's go around and have a look. I'll look at the wheels first. These tyres are mud tyres. They're Comfort CF3000, I think they are. Been a pretty good tyre. I've had them on for about 5,000 K and no issues at all. The wheels and tyres came from Hunters over in Melbourne, and really cheap. Cost me 1,800 bucks for the wheels and tyres. Which is pretty cheap. I've had Nitto previously to these, which was on the Triton, and loved those, but I wasn't willing to pay 600 bucks a tyre, especially this day and age. So I end up trying these out, and I'm quite impressed. There's no really bad road noise. They drive nice, they drive beautiful in the rain. Never have any trouble with them. Great on the tracks. I've got through a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have thought I would have got through, and yeah, they're fantastic, and that's about 5,000 K, so I'm quite happy with them. I've kept the original tyres and wheels because, as you may know, the bigger tyres uses up more fuel, so if we go away travelling, I'll use the original tyres and wheels, and yeah, so that was the idea anyway. So the stock rims and tyres are still in good nick. They've only done, like I said, 5,000 K, so they're pretty good. To change them is not a big deal. I've got a hydraulic jack, and it's just a matter, it probably takes me 10 minutes to change them over, so yeah. Okay, on to the next thing. I've got my winch bar, which is from a company called Land 4x4. You'll find them pretty easily. They're in Dandenong in Melbourne. Pretty good bar, I'm quite happy with it. It cost me $1,200, I think $1,300 fitted, so you can't complain about that. I would have fitted it myself, but I'll tell you what, the amount of work there is to actually dismantle the original bumper, you're better off getting someone that's done it a few times, because there's a fair bit involved. But yeah, these guys put in the winch cradle. I had a rumper winch that I got put in as well. They didn't connect it, they just mounted it and then put the bar in. Once I got home, I actually took the bar off myself and connected the winch up and put the bar back, so it's not a big deal to do that, it's pretty easy. You see the rumper winch. I've got a flat link, which is the Factor 55 flat link is great. It's nice and easy. I only use all soft shackles and that these days, and it works perfectly. It's pulled me well, as you saw probably in my last video. It pulls me out quite easily, so I'm really happy with it. The light bar's from BCF, just a cheap light bar, works pretty good. That's all connected, and yeah, the bar's pretty good, I can't complain. Like I said, I think I mentioned that it was about $1,300 fitted, which is pretty cheap, as I went to other places that were, you know, twice, even 3 times as much. So no, I'm quite happy with this bar, and I would recommend it. It's fantastic. I've got the Land 4x4 roof rack. It's all steel. There's a bit of weight in it, but it's not too bad. Probably a lot more weightier than your aluminium ones because it's steel. But the way I like it is that it's low lying, lays pretty flat on the roof, and it works well. Not a fan of the crossovers, but they work. So it's a bit messy at the moment because I've used it for work. But yeah, it's worked out well. And like I said, it's got a bit of weight in it, but it's not bad at all. So I'll just take you around it. It's got the Land 4x4 cutout. And around the back I've got the Uniden UHF, and that's just a stubby unit, and it seems to work fine. The actual antenna mount, I cannot remember where I got that, sorry. But I'll put that in the comments once I remember. But yeah, that mount seems to be alright. It's got a bottle opener, which not very many of us drink bottles anymore. But yeah, it's there, and it's called a TK300. So yeah, and that works well. I was going to paint it, but I didn't worry about it. But yeah, quite happy with that. Also, you'll see that I put the covers on the lights. Probably one of the first things I did. They're just self-adhesive and they're just plastic, but they seem to work pretty well. They don't come off. They work really well, so no, I'm quite happy with that. You can see there. Around the side, you can see there's no pinstripes, and I've gone through a lot of bushes. By 10,000k, my Triton had pinstripes all over it. And the only damage I've got here is there, and that's from work. That's not even from four-wheel driving. Talking about these side steps, they're steel. That's just a plastic cover. So if you have a look underneath, you can see it's steel. So they're pretty solid. So I haven't even bothered getting rock sliders at the moment until I do wreck them. I think it'll protect the seals pretty well. So protection wise, these cars are great. I have ripped off the side guard, and that was the only damage I ever did, and it just clipped back on, and also just a bit of a mark there, and that's it. And that was going up a hill, and I was trying to go up a step, and I was by myself. I didn't want to take the risk. Still got the standard tyre on the car. Will I put the other? Don't think so. I've really never had a flat, and when I have had a flat, I've got a puncture repair kit, and that's always got me out of trouble. So no, I don't think I will. It's only if I go on a long trip, it's when I'd really want to spare. But from a weekend warrior stuff, going up the high country, that kind of stuff, Don't think I need it, but as I said, look, it's dirty, needs a wash, but there's no pinstriping at all. I just love this car. This car is so rock solid, it's just unbelievable. Just love it. Okay, let's have a look around the back of the Tank 300 and what I've got in it. Okay, so as you can see here, the shelf there, the shelf's from a place called Tank Garage. They're in Williamstown in Melbourne. The reason I bought this is about $1,000 I think, but the reason I bought this was that there's actually 2 shelves. And I put the second shelf in occasionally, but my wife hates it because it does rattle a little bit, so it's out at the moment. But virtually what it is, it's got 2 side panels that go up against the window, and then the shelf goes straight across there, so you've got 2 shelves. Quite happy with it. I think this is really solid. This doesn't move at all, and you can see I've got my oven there. Those are drones, so I don't worry about them. But yeah, that's the sides there. You can see the side there. That works well. At the moment I've got a little power pack underneath the car, underneath in the wheel well, and that's just plugged into the cigarette lighter. At the moment I'm going to set that up so it's hardwired, but just at the moment I'll just set it up like that, and that just sits in the wheel well. I've had that for a couple of years. It's 100 amp hour lithium, which works pretty well. And does the oven and the fridge pretty good. So yeah, I just whack I've got a drawer fridge, an XCM drawer fridge that come out of my last vehicle, and that was really good. That just fits perfectly. I don't even bother bolting it down. It just sits there. I've been 4-wheel driving with it, and nothing happens, doesn't rattle, it just works, so it doesn't seem to move at all. So at the moment I've got no reason to bolt it down, because I do use this car for work, so I have tools and that in the back occasionally. So yeah, so I kind of keep it pretty simple. Okay, and you'll see my recovery gear. I've got my recovery gear here. Not much to really see if I can open it with one hand. I've got a kinetic rope there, which I had never used, so I probably will use it one day, but never had the use of it at the moment. If we look in here, you just see I've got a tree trunk protector and some soft shackles just from BCF, and recovery straps, and that's about it. So there's nothing heavy in there. Everything's nice and light. I've got to get a spindle for it, which is an aluminium spindle, which I'll probably do that at a later date. I haven't got around to it. I'm just trying to replace everything with something as light as I can. I've also got a drawer fridge that actually goes in here, and it just fits. Another thing from BCF, it's an XTM drawer fridge that I had in my last vehicle, and that works really well, so I can just whack that in. If you see here, I've put a bit of MDF board over the other board, so just to lift the fridge up a bit, and that yeah, that seems to work well. So I can just whack the drawer fridge in. It doesn't seem to move, so I haven't attached it at anything, and I've been 4-wheel driving with it and all, and not a problem. So that just kind of sits there and keeps all my stuff cold. So yeah, it's pretty good. These mats are from X-Car. Wouldn't be without these. You can buy them from other places too, but they're on the back seats, great for the dog, and yeah, it just protects the back pretty good. I use this as a work vehicles as well, so a lot of my toolboxes go in there, and that when I'm at work, and yeah, it just works really well. But yeah, let's have a look at the front of the car. Okay, so here's the car. It's a Tank 300 Ultra petrol, which works really well. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I didn't get the hybrid. I had looked at the hybrid at one stage, took it for a test drive, didn't really notice much difference. As soon as you turn the stop start off in these, there's plenty of power, takeoff power, that kind of stuff. The hybrid was good, you could have the stop start on, but I don't see any point to it. So I'm quite happy that I've saved the $10,000 and I can put extra accessories on without you know, wasting money. Anyway, this is my UHF radio. That's got a I think that's from Savage Tech, that mount, which is good because it just you just unscrew that and just screws it straight on, and that seems to work pretty well. Also down here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is my wireless Apple CarPlay, and that works really well. If I turn on the car, and you'll see here, but there's the CarPlay, and it all works beautifully. So yeah, nothing wrong with it at all. So I'm really happy with it. So it's pretty fast. It's never let me down. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. As you can see, I've done 10,379, so it's due for the service, which I will do. But yeah, great car. I think of the car. I think the car's fantastic. I love it. It's one of the best cars I've ever owned. It drives nicely. Four-wheel driving's just a dream. I'm confident to go on many tracks, which I probably wouldn't have been confident in the Triton. This car just goes. It just does what it's got to do, and it's built for what it's made for, and that's for four-wheel driving. I don't think it's a good car for travelling. I wouldn't be using it if I was towing a caravan or something like that. I think I would have been probably looking at a Pajero Sport or something like that if I was going to travel with it. But for what I use it, and that's for work and for four-wheel driving, going up the high country, you know, I can whack on my tent, can do all that kind of stuff. It's just perfect. It's just perfect for my use. So yeah, I really love it, and I would recommend it to anybody that's interested in them. Not saying that I won't be getting a camper in a later stage. We just sold our caravan about a year ago, and we were thinking of buying a forward fold camper. Still thinking about it, and I think this thing will tow fine. There won't be any problems. I've towed a work trailer around a fair bit, and yeah, tows fine. So you know, you got your 2.5 ton, and I agree with that. I wouldn't want to tow any more than that. And the engine is well adjusted for towing 2.5 ton. The car just goes. You go on 100k and it's fine. Yeah, so I recommend it very well. I'll do a couple of little tracks around here, and you can see how well it goes. But yeah, I love the car, and I highly recommend it. Would I get the hybrid? No, I wouldn't. I would have thought about it if it was going to save me on petrol, but it's not. And what benefits is it? The only benefit that I can see is that it takes off faster. Why do you need that? You don't need it. I've beat many a car off the mark in this thing. It goes well. Look, it's great, and especially compared to a diesel. When I had my Triton, you always had that flat spot, and this doesn't do that. This just takes off. It's just great. I love it, and I plan on keeping this car for a long time. Thinking whether I'm going to buy another four-wheel drive for travelling. There's a good chance I might be looking at a Patrol or something like that in the future, but I don't know yet. But I'll be keeping this. This is gonna stay in my garage forever. I think it's going to be will last a long time. What I do love about it is in my Triton, all you had to do was look at it and the pinstripes would appear. With this thing, I've had hardly any pinstriping, and I find that with the Triton I could push in the door panels With this thing I can't. So it's just well built. It's just unbelievable. They're just really well built, and I think that they will last a longevity. I think they'll be great. So yeah, highly recommend. Okay, so let's give this car a go. We'll show you how capable this car is. It's quite capable. There's a lot of places in this little area that are double track rated, double black rated, but we won't be going up them today or down. I'll just show you what the car can do, like climbing up small mounds and that kind of stuff. The clay pit here is a great training ground, and we're planning on having a training day, and if you're interested, to bring your tank along and make sure that no damage happens to it. We'll be showing some training, showing how to do things like recovering and actually using your car as a four-wheel drive. So if you're interested, hit me up and just mention in the comments, and if I get enough people, well, yeah, sure, you know, we'll do a training day and have a bit of a fun day out. So yeah, anyway, without any further ado, let's do some of these tracks. Okay, regarding the indicators, people will tell you they're a pain in the ass, but honestly you do get used to them. If I change lanes now, got my indicator on, goes off. It's just getting used to the short tap and the big long tap for turning. But probably for the last 3 months, probably took me about 2 months before I got really used to it. But seriously, there's nothing to it. It's like with the lane assist too. I don't seem to have any problems with that, especially in town. It's not even picking it up. It's just mainly on the highways, and it can be a bit annoying, but you do get used to it. And I haven't had any issues with it violently taking me over the lines and all this kind of stuff that people have been saying. This car's been perfect. Unfortunately, you've got all these new safety features, and they have to have these features for NCAP ratings. But apart from that, look, I don't see any problem with this. It certainly wouldn't put you off. It wouldn't be much different to any other car that's on the market now with the lane assist and that. You'll see a lot of people complaining about every car model with that kind of feature. Yeah, so it's fine. Now we're stopped at a stoplight, and like I said to you, there's no lag in these things that I notice anyway. I've got my foot off the pedals all now because it's got the automated stop. And yeah, as soon as I go, it goes. And yeah, like I don't see why you need any more power than what this has got. It just goes. Even on the tracks, if you've got a big hill and you've actually got to plant your foot, you have it in the right gear, you'll get wherever you need to get. It's just a nice car. It just drives so well. I just love it. My wife's got a Nissan Qashqai, and that's a nice car to drive, but seriously, the difference in driving that and driving this is chalk and cheese. This just seems to drive better. It's just a nice car to be in. And start on the Triton, and my Triton was a 2018 model, and it was a good car. It was a great car. I did I think I went up to about 140,000 in it, and yeah, never had a drama at all. And it was a good car, but like I said, you still had your flat spots where you take off, and then it'd take milliseconds to actually go. Where I find this, and maybe that's why I don't struggle with this, is because I don't find that in this. So I think the petrol version is perfect. I mean, I know you guys that have got the hybrids are going to say I'm wrong, but seriously, I honestly can't tell what I would want, what I'm missing out of this car. Sure, you've got wireless Apple CarPlay, big deal. I've got a Apple wireless dongle that works just perfect, and I know you've got the app and all that thing, and that's all fancy and good, but I don't see the $10,000 worth in that car. I seriously don't. I really am happy that I didn't buy the hybrid, but each to their own. If you're going to be a mall crawler and you like that kind of comfort and that, yeah, good on you. I'm glad you're happy with it, and we're all driving tanks, and if you're happy with your car, that's great. But all I can say is that the petrol is perfect for me. It's just the right amount of cut. It's just the car that's perfect for my lifestyle. Even carrying tools, like I can carry all my tools in the back with no worries in my toolboxes. when I had the Triton and the Canopy, I was always hunting around for different tools and where they were and all that. And yeah, sure, I could fit a lot more in there, and I had my fridge and I had a freezer and I had it all set up for camping, which was great. And I do miss that. And if ever I got another car, I may go back to another dual cab. But as it is, I'm quite happy with this. And like I said, it works for me. I can whack the drawer fridge in the back, all my camping gear, and away I go. The Tank300, it's a grouse car, I love it. And I am so happy that I didn't go with my original choice, which was going to be the Pajero Sport. Not knocking the Pajero Sport, but it has got nowhere near as many features as what this car's got, and it's not as capable on the tracks as what this car is stock. So with the Pajero Sport, you do get rear lockers, but with this you're getting front and rear lockers, and I'm able to put on 33-inch tyres stock without lifting the car. So I think just that in itself is impressive. And as I said, there's no rubbing at all on these tyres. Admittedly, I've got a winch bar, which probably gives me a little bit more room rather than the stock bumper, but I'm pretty sure you'd be able to put these tyres on a stock vehicle without changing anything. 17-inch rims, of course. But like I said previously, I've got the stock wheels, which is the 18-inch rims, with the 265 60s, I think it is, tyres, which I plan to keep. I'm just going to use them when we travel. So if we're going to Sydney or go somewhere like that, I'll just take the stock tyres and wheels, and if we do a little bit of four-wheel driving, well, these cars are truly capable with only stock tyres on. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this car. It drives nice. It just feels nice to drive. Seats are comfortable. You can't go wrong, seriously. With the 33-inch tyres, I've probably got nearly a 2-inch lift on the car, and that's just with the tyres. That's without lifting the car at all. So it's probably lifted it at 1.5 to 1.75 with the 33-inch tyres, which is great, because I don't feel that I need to lift this car for it to be capable to do any track. Sure, I got stuck the other day, and if I had 37-inch tyres or 35-inch tyres, I probably would have got through that track. But it's very rare that I need something like that, and I'm quite happy to winch myself out of those kind of things, especially how well these cars seal. So if you're not getting water in the cabin, there's no great drama. It's great. So the 33-inch tyres, I feel myself that's enough of a lift to be capable enough car to go anywhere virtually. We're going on a trip to the high country in early December, and we'll be going on some tough tracks on that. We're going to be doing the high country huts. So of course we'll go to Craig's hut, and we'll be going to a few of the different huts around the area, and we'll be staying for the weekend. And yeah, and then you'll see how capable this car is. I know that a few of the guys that are coming have got new patrols and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to put this little baby up against the big fellas like the Toyotas and the Patrol, and I'm sure it's going to show that it's much more than capable enough to keep up with the big boys.